WWE Backlash 2020. You know what? I need something before I start this. Before I even continue, I need something. I just can't. Kiki start. Okay. In the future, I think WWE needs to not, boast the greatest wrestling match ever. Because while it was a good match, it's never going... You can have the best match. You can have a match of the year. But it's never going to be what you say it is because you're boasting it's the greatest wrestling match ever. I will admit, what they did was pretty cool, but we'll get to that. Because this night, a lot of this was stupid. It really was. First of all, stop putting the United States Championship on the pre-show. Have some respect for it, alright? Do we even need kickoff show matches? I mean, come on. You talk for an hour, that's it. You don't need to have a match on there. But because they have one match, and they added a new match that never actually happened, but not really. They added this to the new shows. Apollo Crews versus Andrade, and Andrade had Zelina Vega and Angel Garza on his side. And then Kevin Owens came out to aid Apollo, and Angel Garza tried to get involved, and Kevin Owens hit him with the stunner, and then Apollo Crews won with a little spinning powerbomb thing. It was all right. It was fine. Nothing spectacular. Kickoff show, I prefer... See, the reason I get mad is I prefer the United States Championship over the Intercontinental Championship. When I started watching wrestling again, I didn't have cable, right? So I could only watch SmackDown when they reran it on CBS at midnight. Alright? So I would record it on videotape, or if I, had a chance to stay up to watch it. But SmackDown was my show. And that time, the United States title was on that show. So that's why I really liked that title. To see it in a kickoff show when it should have been on the main show and give it more time, it doesn't work for me. So the first official match of the pay-per-view was Bayley and Sasha versus the Iconics versus Cross and Bliss triple threat tag team match. And surprisingly, they allowed 3 women in the ring at the same time, but it was only to do the wonky finish. And that was when basically the most devastating move in all professional wrestling, the surprise roll-up on Alexa Bliss by Bayley, 1, 2, 3, or Sasha, one of the two. Who cares? Why did Alexa have to take the pin? If you're going to have Sasha and Bayley win, one of the Iconics should have taken the pin. Wouldn't it make sense if Peyton Royce got the pin, or took the pin, and then the Iconics have an argument? That makes more sense because you're having that whole story with them, right? I don't know. We had Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Sheamus won because WWE wants to drag this on more. It's clearly not going to turn out to be Sheamus to be the one that hit him. So having Jeff Hardy beat Sheamus, move on to the next one. Here's what you should have done. Jeff Hardy beats Sheamus. Think he's conquered it. Then you see the hacker get on the screen and show someone else coming out of the car. Doesn't that make sense? But no. Sheamus wins for some fucking reason. I don't know. Asuka versus Nia Jax. Fuck off. Seriously. If you don't want either one of them to lose, don't put them in the fucking match! Okay? We had a match that was decent until it went to a double fucking count out. And it was terrible because you could tell they were struggling to keep themselves outside the freaking ring. They were just waiting for the referee to count because he was not counting slow or something, but they were just doing this, going back and forth out there, waiting for him to finish the count. It was terrible. If you don't want either one of them to lose, don't put them in a match. I hate that nowadays. They're both this guy versus this guy. Two big competitors. But Vince McMahon doesn't want either of them to lose. So it's got to be a count-out or disqualification so they can both look good. This is stupid. Fucking stupid. No. Especially if someone making predictions. Because there's two matches tonight that had no fucking winner. Because this one was a count-out and the other one, the Raw Tag Team Championship match, never officially started according to them. While it was kind of cool what they did, you gotta think of people who are making predictions, you know? You know, and it's not just me or Big LT, it's other YouTube channels that do this. How are they supposed to count? Like, I'm sitting there, this happened, and I got pissed. I'm like, really? So no one wins. Okay, fine, whatever. Next, we have Braun Strowman versus Miz and Morrison, hey, ho, ho. And, again, the wrong person took the fucking pin. Why have Morrison be pinned? It makes no sense to me. He just came back into the fucking company. Miz should have taken the pin, not Morrison. It would have made more sense story-wise, too, because Miz could have... Because here's the thing. They announced, you know, they're going around saying, hey, when we co-Universal Champions. During the pre-show, they announced that whichever one of them won would be Universal Champion. So I knew that would play into the finish, and it did. They hit double team moves on Braun Strowman, they had him down, and Morrison went for the pin, but Miz pulled him away. And acted like he had no idea why he did it. So Morrison went to pin again, and then got kicked out. And Strowman knocked Miz out of the ring, then hit Morrison with the running power slam. 1, 2, 3. Two things. One, it should have been a tornado handicap match, which means 2-on-1, no tag. But they made Miz and Morrison tag. How is that even fair? I mean, you got big Braun Strowman, and then the other people, people he's going against, has to tag in. No. Make it 2-on-1 tornado, where they both go at it. It made more sense. And that way you could have Miz take the pin, which was what should have happened. Okay, we got Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. You know, as I predicted, maybe not in video, but Lana got involved. Bobby Lashley had this match. He was close to winning. Then Lana came out and started yelling at the referee, saying the referee was cheating. But it's the referee and he doesn't cheat. What? I don't know, but they probably just sort of go out there and do something. And she came up with that. And then she gets knocked down by Bobby Lashley onto MVP. And then Lashley takes a Claymore kick. 1, 2, 3. It was predictable. You knew Lana was going to get involved. Fine. We then get to the second match that had no ending because we're getting ready to go to the Raw Tag Team Championship match. And instead, we got a brawl around the grounds. Basically is what it was. We had Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders. I said my predictions. Just let them have a match and get it over with. But I guess they still can't do that because we got the cinematic. While it was kind of cool, it's still just... Why announce a match then? All you had to do was say, hey, there's something going on in the parking lot, and go to that and show that. You didn't have to announce a match. Because if you announce a match, we expect a match, not this parking lot brawl. But if you had said, hey, there's something going on in the parking lot, we need to check see what's going on, cut to that camera and show them, brawling around something unexpected. Oh, okay, that's cool. Maybe they need to extend pay-per-view. That's pretty cool. But to announce we're having a match that doesn't actually happen, and they had that, what was her name, Jessica, the female referee, the discount Ronda Rousey. That's what I call her. She kind of Ronda Rousey. She showed up, and I thought, okay, this is where the match is gonna happen. But no, she's just gone. Okay, so to break it down, if I remember correctly, they started like just brawling in front of a car, which is Braun Strowman's car, by the way. Braun Strowman's car got smashed in again. And then they ran into the arena. And then they're running around the building. And there's bowling balls and golf clubs and battle axes and shields and turkey legs and ninjas and Akira Tozawa and on a motorcycle and trash, a big dumpster, and Jessica the referee showing up, and then all of a sudden it shakes and moves, and it then cuts back to the arena. No ending. Just, that was it. They're in the trash can. They're in the big dumpster. It starts to move. There was some cool stuff. There was one where Ivar speared Angelo Dawkins through a window. That was pretty cool. They kept flashing back to the stupid things they did on Raw with the freaking, the bowling contests and the golf contests and the axe throwing. And something with a compilation of girls like Ivar more than Eric. But Eric is married anyway. So who cares? They're all like, you're cute. But you're not. To Eric, I'm like, he's married. Who cares? It was stupid, but it was kind of funny. We got a bonus cinematic match we didn't, see coming. And then we got the quote-unquote greatest wrestling match ever. And I gotta say, this was the best match of the night. And then we got the ending. So, it was pretty good. They're going back and forth. They got some rest holds going. Pulling on other people's moves. Like Edge hit a rock bottom. Randy Orton had an ankle lock on Edge for a while there. There was a crossface applied. Several different moves from several different wrestlers. An angle slam by Orton. It was really cool. And he had this cool feel to it where it felt they had this thing come down. It was at Madison Square Garden. They got Howard Finkel to record an announcement, because obviously he's not going to be there because of the pandemic, and do the thing. And they had the lights were off, and the lights will come on and introduce Orton. The lights go off again and introduce Edge, and then they're ready to go for the fight. And Samoa Joe made a comment when they introduced Randy Orton. They should say he's from inside Edge's head, because that's where he's been. I'm like, no, that's even too cheesy. That's too cheesy even for me. No. Hey, no. Yeah, Mr. Morrison had another song, by the way. Hey, oh. By the way, I had songs stuck in my head tonight. First, the Mr. Morrison thing during their match. Hey, oh. And then they aired that the video package with the Panic at the Disco version of the Greatest Showman song. This is the greatest show. So I had that stuck in my head during the first part of the match, and then halfway through the match, both of them got stuck in my head and fused together to become hey, oh, this is the greatest show. Yeah, it was weird, but anyway, the match ended with they were both going back and forth. Edge hit a unprettier or kill switch. They call it unprettier, but I guess they call it that because Tyler Breeze uses it, and it's called the unprettier, so that's why they call it that. And there was spears and RKOs and kickouts. And then Edge had Orton in some weird moves, weird submission thing. And it looked like Orton kicked him in the nuts. Like, he hit him with a low blow. He could have hit him in the gut, too. Who knows? It looked like a low blow. And then Orton hit a punt. And then 1, 2, 3. The greatest wrestling match ever ends with a cheap shot. Whether it was a low blow or not, cheap shot, then a punt. That ends your greatest match ever. Vince McMahon, I want you to go outside. I want you to set up a fire, right? Set a bonfire in your yard, in the fire pit, bonfire, set up, get it nice and roasting, and then just throw yourself in there. To quote the Angry Video Game Nerd, what were you thinking? You don't end the greatest wrestling match ever with a cheap shot and a punt. Alright? I'm sorry, you don't do that. This was fucking stupid. The match was great until that point. I'm like, hey, this probably not the greatest match ever, but it's still pretty good. And then the ending came, and it's like, why couldn't you just have a regular ending? Because you gotta make them both look good. You make Randy Orton look good, by doing this, and then Edge still looks good because he didn't win clean. Look, every match needs a winner. Every match needs a loser. And the only... Every match needs a winner. Every match needs a loser. It doesn't matter who you make look good. Alright? You could have had Randy Orton or Edge win clean in this match. But because you got to make them both look good, Orton wins by dirty means. And Edge still looks good because it wasn't a clean pin. It frustrates me they got to do that. Because that's like 3 matches that didn't have a decent finish. Well, according to them, the Raw Tag Team Championship match never actually started. But so technically 2 matches never have a decent finish with the freaking Raw Women's Championship match that didn't have a winner. And then this one that ended with a cheap shot and a punt and a pin. It just... When you boast the greatest wrestling match ever, you expect a clean finish. You do something like this, it's absolutely stupid. This is why I keep saying, make Vince McMahon retire. His decisions are terrible. And now that he's got Mr. Asskisser, Bruce Pritchard, working both shows, because both Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff wanted to do their own things, silly them, and not do what Vince McMahon wanted to do. Now he's got his corporate Asskisser, Bruce Pritchard, out there doing what he wants. We're just going to get more of the same. So I was half expecting Apollo Crews to lose tonight because of it, but he's still going, thank God. But who knows? It's more of the same now, because any chance of any creativity is out of the window with Mr. Asskisser, Bruce Pritchard, the corporate yes man. I've been wanting to get it off my chest since it was announced on Friday that Bruce Pritchard was taking up both because because they said it was because Paul Heyman wants to work focus on in-ring stuff. What in-ring stuff? Brock shows up for 2 minutes every 5 years. Alright? He never shows up for anything. Unless Paul Heyman's going to get a new client, which never works out because as soon as Brock's ready to go, he drops that client and then disappears after Brock's gone. Because they want him with Brock. But then they also want to put in the other people. Asuka would be good, but don't turn Asuka heel. I like Asuka now. I said before she needs someone who can speak English for her. But Paul Heyman, put over Paul Heyman, she doesn't become a heel again. She just turned face, so that wouldn't work. Maybe it could be with Nia Jax because her promos are terrible. Nia Jax and Sasha Banks, when they speak, it makes me want to gouge my own eyes out because their voices are just so fucking annoying. I gotta stop ranting. This pay-per-view, what a surprise, was a letdown. When you boast the greatest wrestling match ever, you know it's not going to be. You know you're going to be in for a little bit of disappointment. But this was terrible. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm done. I'm done. I'm just fucking done.